Good evening, everyone. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to tonight's council meeting. Where's my gun? I'm going to call this meeting to order. Municipal Clerk, can you please read the statements of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting, given the time, date, and information for access in this public meeting, was advertised in the Record and the Herald newspapers on February 18th, 2024, was posted on the bulletin board located on the first floor of the municipal building, was filed in the office of the municipal clerk, and was posted on the borough's website.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Here.
Councilmember Kraus?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz? Here. Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Here.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Here.
And also in attendance is Borough Manager Peluso, Borough Attorney Verone, Municipal Clerk Magarelli, CFO Palermo, and Municipal Auditor Wilcox.
Everybody, please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have some proclamations tonight, so I'm going to ask the council to join me below. So, thank you, everybody. Our first proclamation is for National Military Appreciation Month. I'm going to ask Roman and Julia Galinsky to come up here while we read the proclamation and to accept it on behalf of their son, Gabrielle Galinsky, who's serving the United States Navy and is deployed right now on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. And I'm also going to ask our municipal clerk to come up as well to accept on behalf of his son, Ensign Nick Magarelli, Jr., United States Navy. Nick Jr. is stationed on the USS Pickaninny. And we're also going to have a presentation from Congressman Josh Gottheimer's office when we're done with this proclamation. Whereas the freedom and security that citizens of the United States enjoy today are direct results of the personal sacrifices and continued vigilance given by the United States Armed Forces over the history of our great nation. And whereas the sacrifices of the members of the United States Armed Forces and the family members that support them have preserved the wonderful liberties that enrich this nation. And whereas in 2004, the United States Congress passed a resolution proclaiming May as National Military Appreciation Month, calling on all Americans to remember those who gave their lives in defense of freedom and to honor the men and women who have served or are now serving our country together with their families. And whereas the months of May and June were selected for this display of patriotism because these months we celebrate Victory in Europe Day, Military Spouse Day, Loyalty Day, Armed Forces Day and Week, Memorial Day, Navy Day, Army Day, and Flag Day. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and I, Gail Rottenstreich, Mayor of the Borough of Fairlawn, do hereby proclaim the period of May 1st through June 14th, 2024 as National Military Appreciation Month within Fairlawn, and do hereby encourage all citizens to show their gratitude by the appropriate display of flags and ribbons during this designated period. personally, and as you know, Roman, having you here tonight means a lot to me because it came out of a conversation that we had where you expressed that you felt that we weren't showing enough appreciation, and I wanted to respond to that because we appreciate so much the sacrifice of your family and the sacrifice of your son serving our country. So I just wanted to thank you. And I know that Congressman Gottheimer's office also has a presentation for you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kim with Congressman Gottheimer's office. I'm his manager of constituent services. The congressman is currently in Washington, so he sent me here on his behalf with a flag that was flown over the Capitol. This is also a flag certificate to prove that it was flown over the Capitol, and I'm just going to read it out loud. Stand over here. Okay. Thank you. Okay, it says, this is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol. This flag was flown at the request of the Honorable Josh Gottheimer, Member of Congress, for Gabriel Galinsky in honor of your graduation from the U.S. Navy Recruit Training Command.
Thank you so much. And Nick, before we finish, I just wanted to also just thank you for supporting your son's service, and for your service, and for your father's service, and your grandfather's service, and your great-grandfather's service. Thank you. And if you go around Fairlawn, you'll see lots of Megarelli banners, and we're really proud to have you. Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I don't
Thank you, Berman.
Thank you. You know how to use the camera?
No, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And the safety. Perfect.
Thank you.
Do this presentation for Mental Health Awareness Month. You always speak really well, and that's the thing that you do the 2 people that are doing it. So you can hold them for that.
Good evening, everyone. I have the honor of doing a proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month. I think one thing that our town has done a tremendous job of is promoting mental health awareness, mental health help, and there's always more we can do, and we all want to and need to do more. So here's a proclamation. Whereas mental health is... Do you want me to call them up first? You know what? All right, I'll do the proclamation. Sorry. I'll do the proclamation first. Whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being. Mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation and affect parents, children, sisters, brothers, and co-workers, and all the people in our lives. And whereas all Americans experience times of difficulty and stress in their lives, and everyone should feel comfortable in seeking help and support to manage these times. And whereas 2024 marks the 11th anniversary of the beginning of the Stigma-Free Initiative in Bergen County, with the borough of Fair Lawn being the second town after Paramus to join this movement and declare itself a stigma-free zone. And whereas Fair Lawn Stigma-Free Task Force, a subcommittee of the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention, works hard to educate residents to help remove the stigma people with mental illness often face and deliver the message that with proper treatment, recovery is possible. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and her, Gail Rottenstreich, as mayor of the Borough of Fair Lawn, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 Mental Health Month in Fair Lawn, and do further remind citizens that local resources are available to treat the disease of mental illness so no one resident ever needs to suffer alone or feel hopeless. Accepting the proclamation are Jennifer Murray from Sunrise Rotary and Nicole Matina.
Health Fair at the high school on May 22nd, bringing in all the vendors from the community. In addition to substance abuse and other disorders, it's also just about wellness and health and fitness and food and eating healthy and exercise and community service and giving back. So we're bringing a whole plethora of the different vendors in the community to educate the teens on all the avenues available to them to help with their wellness and mental health. Anything else, Nicole, you know?
Ready, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Councilmember Salinas is going to read our proclamation for Adrenal Disease Awareness Month.
Whereas adrenal diseases affect millions of individuals worldwide, impacting their health and quality of life, and whereas these diseases included but not limited to Addison's disease, other forms of primary and secondary adrenal insufficiency, Cushing's disease or syndrome, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, CAH, and adrenal cancer often remain underdiagnosed and misunderstood. And whereas the adrenal glands situated atop the kidneys play a vital role in producing hormones such as cortisol, aldosterone, and epinephrine, which regulate crucial functions necessary for life, including metabolism, immune response, blood pressure regulation, and stress management. And whereas raising awareness about adrenal diseases is crucial to promoting early detection, proper diagnosis, and effective treatments. And whereas education and support are essential in helping individuals and families affected by adrenal diseases cope with the challenges they face. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and I, and the Mayor, Gail Rottenstreich, of the Borough of Fair Lawn, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2024 Adrenal Disease Awareness Day, and ask that we join together to increase understanding, support those affected, and advocate for advancements in research and healthcare services for adrenal diseases. And I'd like to call up Joanne Siegel to receive this proclamation.
All right. Well, first off, many, many thanks, and with much gratitude to the public officials for agreeing to have us join forces with you and make this happen. For you, it's just setting an agenda. For the National Adrenal Diseases Foundation, NADF, this is a beautiful acknowledgement. In my letter to the public officials, I requested a blue light be lit during this month of April at the municipal building, as blue represents National Adrenal Diseases Awareness Month. That has happened, and again, we are very grateful for this. Tonight, I am here to represent the NADF. I also facilitate the NADF's Cushing Syndrome Support Group. The group meets monthly on Zoom, and the group members are from around the country. NADF's mission is a world without suffering or death from adrenal disease, and the mission is to advocate to advance education, support, and research to improve the lives of those affected by adrenal disease. Of course, there are people all over the world who have at least one medical condition. On a continuum, a condition can go anywhere from being very easy to manage to being very complex to manage. Having supports in place can be beneficial. Due to the time constraint, I will offer a brief overview regarding Cushing syndrome. So, first, I have to tell you that the pituitary gland stimulates various bodily glands to produce important hormones such as cortisol, thyroid, estrogen, and progesterone. The adrenal gland produces cortisol, which is the fight or flight hormone, and aldosterone, which regulates salt and water metabolism. Interruption of the production of these vital hormones can cause serious illness. Cortisol is an essential hormone. It affects almost every organ and tissue in the body. The body continuously monitors your cortisol levels to maintain steady levels. Higher than normal or lower than normal cortisol levels can be harmful to your health. Cortisol plays many roles, including helping to control your body's use of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, liver, muscles, and bones, suppresses inflammation in all of the body's tissues, regulates blood sugar, blood pressure, and helps control your sleep-wake cycle. Cortisol can affect almost every organ in the body, including the nervous system, the immune system, the cardiovascular system, reproductive systems, musculoskeletal systems, and the integumentary system, which is skin, hair, nails, glands, and nerves. During 2014, I sustained several major fractures without bumping into anything and without falling. I also experienced an excessive weight gain. After having a battery of tests by early 2015, I was diagnosed with Cushing syndrome, a complex and rare adrenal condition. At that time, I learned that my bones were and still are weak, which caused these fractures, and that Cushing syndrome can cause excessive weight gain as well as many other health issues. Other conditions can be compromised by Cushing's, i.e. diabetes, and it lessens the function of the immune system. Medication suppresses it to a certain extent. A fair amount of medical testing takes place for me as part of monitoring. It's been a journey. It's difficult because the medical community is still learning a lot about Cushing's, but I'm fortunate to have good medical care. I work with my doctors in order to try to maintain stability, and I'm fortunate to be able to discuss my condition with them. I mentioned to you earlier that I facilitate a Cushing support group. I recently attended another support group through the NADF and hope to attend again. I read related information specific to adrenal conditions. I recently attended a virtual annual symposium at a reputable New York City hospital. I attended a virtual webinar whereby the NADF collaborated with the American Association of Endocrine Surgeons as part of Adrenal Diseases Aware Month. We offer articles on Cushing's to those in the medical community as well as those outside of the medical community. It's comforting and a good support to be around others who have an adrenal condition. There's an underlying understanding between all of us, even though everyone may have a different circumstance. It is helpful and important for us to try to educate and advocate for those of us who have Cushing syndrome. We're always interested in sharing information with others to raise one's level of consciousness and to try to enhance one's awareness. We don't ask for sympathy, but only for others to understand why it is not an easy condition. When people don't understand, it causes us stress. So I hope that in some way I have enhanced your awareness and raised your level of consciousness regarding what can cause an adrenal condition.
Thank you. Do you want to take a picture? Let's go right here.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
We have one final proclamation, and then we have some certificates that we're going to be giving out. Whereas for more than a century, Arab Americans have been making valuable contributions to virtually every aspect of American society, and whereas Arab Americans have contributed to the economic, social, cultural, and civic vitality of the nation, and whereas Arab Americans, with their strong work ethic and dedication to education, have enriched our society by sharing in the entrepreneurial spirit that makes our nation free and prosperous, and whereas Arab Americans have at times been subjected to misconceptions, bigotry, and anti-Arab sentiments in speech and even crime, and whereas the Arab American community is committed to building a peaceful and diverse society where all individuals are treated fairly and with dignity, respect, equality, and tolerance, now therefore, the Borough Council and I, Gail Rottenstreich, Mayor of the Borough of Fair Lawn, do hereby proclaim April 2024 Arab American Heritage Month and extend our gratitude and appreciation to everyone in our Arab community. And I want to thank Wasim for bringing this proclamation to us, and I know that there's some members of the community who are here to accept it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to have to squeeze together a little more. Maybe, have the kids in front and just maybe double up a little bit. Yep. No, it's still... Ready, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
The floor is yours.
All right, so to everyone's surprise, I'm here to call up the wrestling team to recognize our rec program. And, so this was my 9th year coaching in the rec program, and there's a lot of great things that the program did and the kids did as individuals, and a lot of great help that we had along the way. We had a championship duels team, not just in our league, but also at the very competitive Montville duels, something that the program hadn't won in, I think, 8 years or so. The league championship was something that's the 3rd year in the finals, and the 1st year that they actually were able to bring it home. And more importantly than that, it was a great group of kids, talking about in the duels team, ranging from 2nd grade to 8th grade, from 50 pounds to over 200 pounds, filling out all the weights in between, and really a great group of kids who came together, did their best, and because they did their best and they supported each other, they lifted each other up, they were able to achieve great things as a group. So to all my wrestlers who are here and their brand new championship sweatshirts, hope you like it. Really proud of your effort this year. You were a great team. You're a team for other teams that come after you to look up to and to follow your example. And I hope that all the work that you put into this season and into this sport is something that translates not only into your high school levels and your other athletics, but into everything you do for the rest of your life and the way that the sport lifted me up and taught me how to do hard things that I didn't know that I was able to do. So, without any further ado, I'd like to also recognize some of my coaches and bring up the kids. So, first, Anthony Service, who I don't believe is here tonight, but he ran a lot of our practices and was invaluable to the program. And Mike Parada, who is not here, but I can give his wife his certificate right there. There we go. Frank Tullo, come on up. Come on, Coach Frank. Pete Roses, come on up, Pete. You guys get your certificates. Coach Artie is not here. Coach Mel. Where's Coach Mel? Guys, don't forget your certificates. And is Coach Pires here? All right, so we'll leave this over here. All right, so tonight we're recognizing both our duels team as well as our state medalists and our league medalists. We had a number of state medalists, quite a few state champions this year, and on top of our duels team members. So I'm going to call them all up. So first we have Matthew Pelicano, duels team member, and 3rd in the Twin County Regional Tournament. There you go, Matty. Stand up there, stand up there. Next we have Quinn Puerto, duels team member. There you go, Quinn. Quinn, wait, you can't go anywhere yet. We got pictures to take. All right, next we have Lucas Kraus, duels team member, 1st in the league, 3rd in the state. You ready? Next we have Rocco Barone. Is Rocco here tonight? All right, no Rocco. Ari Ramadani, duels team member, New Jersey state champion. There you go, Ari. Noah Kalibek, duels team member, 1st in the region, 1st in the state. Here you go, Noah. Luke Parada, duels team member, 2nd in the league. Good job, Luke. Andrew Koenig. Is Andrew here tonight? I didn't see him. Duels team member. Eliana Service. No, Ellie. Nate Pires, duels team member. Good job, Nate. Ben Service, duels team member. William Peck, duels team member. Vinny Tulo, duels team member. Good job, Vin. Blake Benetti, duals team member, second in the league, fifth in the state. Great job, Blake. Thomas Parada, duals team member, second in the league. Good job, Tommy. Michael DeFina, duals team member. Alessia De Lucia, duals team member, second in the state. Good job, Alessia. Veronica Adarina, duals team member, third in the league, first in the state. Good job, Veronica. All right. Braden Benetti, duals team member, second in the league. Good job, Braden. Jet Judgenowitz, duals team member. Jackson Bishop, duals team member. Good job, Jax. Alex Roses, duals team member. Ariel Nachmias, duals team member. Good job, Ariel. Cameron Kraus, duals team member. Good job, Cam. Desmond Graham, duals team member. Yasser Acosta, duals team member. Good job, Yasser. Elon Raviv, duals team member. Liam Henn, duals team member. Great job, Liam. All right, and now we have a couple of our individual medalists. Olaf Boguski, second in the league, third in the state. Alice Kanapka, first in the league, seventh in the state. Enzo Lopez, third in the league as a first-year wrestler. Good job, Enzo. And Sebastian Guciora, third in the league. Good job, Sebastian. All right. Oh, they're all set. Photo time? Yes.
You have to squeeze in, especially for the
Blake. Vinny. Oh, I'll have the same photo. Lucas, Kraus, look. You guys should be used to this. Let's go. Chris, you're like... Liam. Are y'all Kraus? Do you not? Okay.
All right, Ashbet. One, two, three. And 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next sports team of the evening celebrating. We are also celebrating Farallon High School's ice hockey team. So our team is considered a tri-op. It consists of students from Farallon, Bergenfield, and Dumont. And this year they were, guys, if you could just, we're honoring another team. Thank you. They were the winners of the Big North Silver Cup this year, which is an incredible, incredible achievement. I always thought I wanted my kids to play ice hockey, and then I found out what time you have to wake up in the morning, and I decided to. So I give the parents and the coaches and the staff a lot of congratulations as well, and thank you for all your hard work. And I'm going to actually call up the coaches first, because Councilman Kraus, is the coach and knows everybody's name. So I'm going to call up the coaches first so I don't butcher the last name. So first, head coach Kevin Geist. Oh, you're going to help me. Coach Craig Jennings. No? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. And the other coach not here either. I'm going to give you those if that's okay. All right. Michael Ferranti. Sam Platzman. Congratulations. Pinkham? Yep. Connor Pinkham. Dylan Ferlanti. Congratulations. Anthony Edson. Andrew Hoffler. Congratulations. Luke Rocco. No. Okay. Gavin Shaw. Yeah, no, pretty good. Kate, oh, not here. Okay, so we're not. All right, I need help with this last name. Aiden Echeverria. Not here. Oh, so I said it for nothing. Ivan Patapovich. Devin Bittner. Congratulations. Lucas Worth. Ben McClements. With your baseball pants on. Hockey shirt and your baseball pants. Brendan Garcia. Congratulations. J.D. Gerfelder. Congratulations. Jack Feinstein. And Zach Landano. You're welcome. No, Zach. What? Oh, I gave you two. All right, how do you say Wyatt's last name? Oh. Wyatt Panicu. Sorry, Wyatt, it got stuck with another certificate. Congratulations. So, on behalf of the mayor, we do hereby proclaim Friday, May 3rd, 2024, to be Farallon Tri-Op Hockey Team Day here in the borough of Farallon, as a way to offer just a little extra congratulations on all of your accomplishments.
our last certificate. I asked Deputy Mayor Reinitz to give these certificates for the girls' basketball team because he's, I believe, the only member of the council who has a varsity letter in women's basketball. Four varsity letters in women's basketball.
And a Final Four ring. I wanted to first just congratulate our 8th grade girls team, a lot of whom I remember when they were real little starting out. I also wanted to specifically thank Jerry Piemonte, who selflessly runs girls basketball in town without a kid in the program, is at every practice, every game, everything, running the clock, making sure there's coaches, making sure everything's run. So if we could just please have a round of applause for Jerry in the back. And this certificate of commendation from the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fair Lawn is given in appreciation of your dedicated service to Fair Lawn, the 8th grade girls basketball travel team, and in recognition of the team's outstanding season that included being the 2023 Wayne PAL Holiday Slam Fest Tournament runner-up, the 2023 Lincoln Park Thanksgiving Tournament champions, the 23-24 Northwest, you guys got to find shorter tournaments and leagues, Northwest Regional Passaic League 8th grade girls senior red American champions, and the 23-24 Bergen Travel Basketball League 8th grade girls Army Division champions. The council and the mayor do hereby proclaim Thursday, May 2nd, Fair Lawn All Sports 8th grade girls travel basketball team day within the borough of Fair Lawn, and congratulate you on your 37-4 record. Tremendous. The first person I'd like to call up is Coach Rob Lato. Alyssa Rose. Randy Bylong. Shadi Delgado. Alyssa Patino. Haley Benbow. Lillian Lapusnek. Paige Barnes. Lydiana Civi. Yep, congrats. And Sahasra Bila.
I just want to thank the mayor and council for honoring this team, the hard work they put in. And I want to thank their parents as well for getting them to all the practices and games. And again, another big thanks to Jerry Permonte and the entire Fair Lawn All Sports. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on. We need some girls over here.
Ready? 1, 2,
thank you, everyone, for your help with those proclamations and certificates. I appreciate it. Number 6, council comments. Council Member Salinas.
Hi, good evening. It's hard to believe that really only 1 month has passed. It feels like it's been several since our last gathering. You know, in these past 4 weeks, I've done so much, and I've had such an incredible opportunity to, you know, dive into our community's dynamics, meet so many amazing individuals who contribute immensely to Fairlawn's success. And I've witnessed firsthand the dedication of our residents, from attending Tim Franco's street naming, Marion Kalura's memorial, the ribbon cutting for Hey Yogurt, being a part of Eva's Village for check presentation, hosting the council's inaugural Borough Committee informational session, along with various Hollyfest celebrations. It's been a world of events. I've even had the chance to tour our sewers and our holding cells as well. So I really have done a lot. And one moment that truly touched my heart was attending the senior prom, which was hosted by Fairlawn for All Ages. It's an initiative close to my heart, especially as my parents celebrated their 51st wedding anniversary by attending their first ever prom, along with many other seniors. Witnessing their joy in the bond they shared was truly heartwarming. Throughout these experiences and many more, one constant stood out: the unwavering commitment of our volunteers to Fairlawn. I also want to extend my congratulations to all the recipients receiving proclamations tonight. And as we highlight Mental Health Awareness Month in May, I'd like to celebrate our sports teams and the positive impact that sports have on mental well-being. In addition to honoring the athletes who put in the hard work, I would like to give, even though most of them are gone, a big thank you to the dedicated coaches who make it all possible. And in continuing the topic of mental health benefits, I'm happy to mention to you that Sheridan Field, which is located on Saddleford Road behind Oceanos, has been approved to play cricket from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And finally, Fairlawn is the host town this Sunday for this week's junior track meet on Sunday at noon. So it would be great to have a packed house to motivate all of our young athletes. So in closing, just thank you to our residents for continuing to plant the seeds that will sow deep roots for years to come.
Councilmember Kraus.
Good evening, Mayor. I want to be brief, especially since I just gave some comments before. So I just want to take a moment really to thank everyone again that we recognized this month, whether we have advocates who are raising awareness about serious issues that still need progress, or we have advocates who are raising awareness about the sacrifices that are made that are necessary to keep our country the way it is, or advocates raising awareness about the heritage that they come from. You know, we have a lot of people who do a lot of outreach in our community, who do the work to bring our community together by showcasing who they are, what they've struggled through, and where they come from, in a way so that everyone else can kind of understand that, and understand that there's a lot more that we have in common than we have different. Of course, I've already talked a lot about the wrestling team, so I do want to also congratulate our 8th grade girls and the Fairlawn hockey team. You know, especially the longer that I spend in town and the more that I see, you know, these kids who are now in high school or in 8th grade and towering over me. Remembering back when they were just little kids, it's really heartwarming to see how far they've come and really how great of kids they've become. So congratulations to all the student athletes, and thank you to everyone who has advocated on behalf of the issues that have meant a lot to them. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Kraus. Deputy Mayor Reynolds.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, I wanted to echo my congratulations to the athletes who are doing such a fine job representing our town throughout the county and the state, and continued success to them. I wanted to mention the Military Appreciation Month and how important it is to all of us to continue to give resources and support to our both our veterans and our active duty service members. I think this year we have close to 500 banners going up around town to celebrate our veterans, and we're always open to doing more if anyone has additional suggestions. I know our military veteran liaison, Ashley Luther, is constantly seeking for ways to provide services to our veterans. I also wanted to thank our green team and our shade tree, many of whom are here tonight. I know they've worked long and hard on trying to make our town healthier, and really put in the time and the effort to come up with ordinances and to do research and study and make presentations to us that help us better understand all these issues. And I know the mayor has spearheaded these efforts, but we would not be moving forward and finding a way to make our town healthier without the efforts of the Green Team and the Shade Tree Advisory, among others. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for everything you do. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Deputy Mayor Cutrone.
Thank you, Mayor. This month for me was all about strength and vibrancy here in Fairlawn. I started the month by having the privilege of attending Charlie Wolf's 100th birthday celebration at the Senior Center, which was really an honor to be able to join in on the festivities and celebrate this significant milestone. Charlie also a war veteran, and so being able to be with him, celebrate his birthday, and thank him for his service was really an honor for me. But this was just one example. He's really one. We have quite a few residents who turn 100 in Fairlawn, so he is just one of the many residents that have led long and very fulfilling lives. In the same spirit of celebration, I was able to attend the Senior Citizen Prom, which proved to be a tremendous success, growing each year. This is now its third year, with this year over 100 attendees. And there also, we had the invaluable support of our Youth Corps volunteers. So this event now not only provides an opportunity for our seniors to come together to enjoy each other's company, but it also showcases the wonderful intergenerational connections that Fairlawn is really putting at the forefront, and really what makes it such a special place to live. Looking ahead, I'm excited to announce two other upcoming events for our senior residents. We have the Ice Cream Social at Memorial Park Pavilion on May 2nd from 12 to 2. And our second session of pickleball lessons for our older adults, which will begin June 4th, and those go from 9 to 10:30 in the morning weekly. You can register on the website fairlawnforallages.org or on their Facebook page, or you can reach out directly to me and I'll put you in touch with Lisa McClements, our age-friendly coordinator, who will help you get signed up. This past month also reminded me that ensuring a high quality of life for all of our residents goes beyond just providing opportunities for celebration, but also involves fostering a sense of inclusion and belonging. And this could not have been on better display than at this year's third annual Holy event, which brought people together in a spirit of joy and cultural celebration, not just for our Indian community here in Fairlawn, but for everyone. And finally, on tonight's agenda, we have our final approval of our budget, which I think really underscores this governing body's and this borough's commitment to enhancing the quality of life for all of our residents. This budget reflects investments in key areas such as protecting and expanding our tree canopy and our green spaces, improving infrastructures through things like road repavements, enhancing our parks, and upgrading our pipes and sewer systems. Additionally, funds are allocated to support all of our town-wide celebrations, ensuring that these events continue to enrich the fabric of our community. Not a single service to our residents have been cut, and on the contrary, they've been expanded. I want to thank our CFO, our auditor, our interim borough manager, our current borough manager, and everybody at the borough who worked hard, our department heads, putting this budget together, along with my colleagues on the council, for all of your hard work and your dedication in making sure that we put the needs and the wants of the residents at the forefront, all while overall protecting our financial health into the future. So thank you all for your hard work on that. And that's all I have for tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Very well said on the budget. And I promised the CFO we're going to stick to our budget. It's tight, but we're going to. It's a great budget. It's a very thoughtful budget, and I also, I thank you again for the hard work that was done on the budget. And thank you, Borough Manager, as well. And I want to thank everybody who came to accept proclamations tonight. And again, especially the Golinsky family and Mr. Magarelli. And I want to encourage everybody to come out and show their appreciation for our military families and for our military at our wonderful Memorial Day Parade, which is on Memorial Day. It starts at 10:30. It's a wonderful tribute, and I hope that we get the great turnout that these families deserve. We had lots of great events in the last month. I attended a number of store openings. Also, the 100th birthday of Charlie Wolf, who also served our country in World War II, and we're grateful for that. And the opening of our Then and Now photo exhibit at the library as part of Fairlawn's 100th birthday celebration. I also had the great privilege of welcoming thousands of people to our Holy Color Festival, which, as Deputy Mayor Cutrone said, just brought an infinite amount of joy to our community. But at the same time that we have joy, we also have sorrow and loss. And I was privileged to speak at the 21st Memorial Remembrance for police officer Mary Ann Calora, who gave her life protecting our borough. And I want to thank the Mary Ann Calora Scholarship Foundation for helping to keep her memory alive by raising over $10,000 for her scholarship fund. And I also had the privilege with Deputy Mayor Reinitz and our borough manager of attending our rescue organization's annual installation dinner. I want to thank everybody who stepped up there in 2023 and will be stepping up again in 2024. Just a note of an event I'm going to be speaking at this Sunday. May 5th, I'm going to be speaking at Congregation B'nai Shalom Fairlawn Jewish Center for a program for Yom HaShoah, a Holocaust remembrance program. It's going to be a program of music that was created during the Holocaust, and I think it'll be a program that acknowledges not just what has happened to the Jewish people, but what the Jewish people are and who we are. And I think it's going to be a wonderful program, and I encourage everyone in the community to attend. I want to make a special thanks tonight to our Shade Tree Advisory Committee and our Green Team members for our wildly successful Arbor Day event. Thanks to their efforts, we planted 2 trees together with Columbia Bank, gave out over 100 saplings, and taught over 100 residents about the value of trees in our community. In the same vein, on May 19th, we'll be having our annual Arboretum Green Fair, where in addition to giving out more saplings and planting a tree in memory of our dear friend Fred Levitan, we'll be doing a plant swap and giving out native seedlings that we've been taking care of since our February Native Blooms event. So I hope we see a lot of community members out there. And I also want to thank all the residents who've requested borough trees. This spring, we're in the process of planting 137 trees, which you probably started seeing all over town. And we already have requests for over 220 more trees, which is I mean, it's so many more trees that have been requested in the past, and I think that it's a testament to how important the people of this borough feel that trees are, and the need for the increase in our tree canopy. So, I mean, it's just hundreds of people who are participating in this program, and I'm really grateful for that. I want to thank the residents of our Orthodox Jewish community who couldn't be here tonight because of the ending of Passover, who sent so many letters in support of our new tree ordinance, which we'll be holding a hearing on tonight. To quote one resident, "My husband and I strongly support the protection of healthy trees and increasing the amount of trees we have here in Fair Lawn." I'm really happy to report, in other good news, that Fair Lawn Main Street has received another large grant for $150,000, which you'll be hearing about in the Main Street for a minute. Since its inception just last year, Fair Lawn Main Street, Inc. has received nearly $500,000 in funding from the state and federal government in recognition of their transformative work that we're doing here to promote economic development and support local business. And I want to thank our executive director, Ryan Greff, who's done amazing work and has just been recognized in Buffalo with the wonderful award that's awarded to, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the award.
Irish American Award.
The Irish American Award. Thank you, Ryan. We're really proud of you, and we're really grateful for the work that everyone on Fair Lawn Main Street has done. It's been truly a team effort. We have 40, 50 trustees now, and everybody is just working so hard, and the work's really being recognized. In addition to the grant fund, we got another grant for community energy planning, which will be participating in a kickoff meeting next week. And in addition to all that, I want to thank our borough manager because we're going to be starting our most ambitious road paving program here in Fair Lawn. And I want to thank Kurt especially for working really closely with PSE&G so that once the roads are paved, PSE&G doesn't come in and tear up the roads again. I think that we're all going to be really pleased with the results and with minimum disturbance. And that's all I have. And now we'll have a Main Street Minute.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, first and foremost, thank you all, because the successes of our Main Street organization would not be possible had it not been for the combined efforts of everybody on the Borough Council. The recent grant represents a significant win for us. So the first year, they had a transformation grant of $75,000 was the maximum, and we got it. The year after that, there was a maximum grant that the DCA offered for Main Streets for $27,000, which we got. And then, even with the advent of new Main Streets coming aboard, they were able to increase the funding for the maximum grant award that you can get was $150,000 for this year, which we got. We have consistently been able to obtain the maximum amount of funding through the DCA, and that's a reflection of everybody's efforts because they see the work that we do in Fair Lawn. And on that note, I have brought with us our new Economic Recovery Corps fellow, Tio Laura, who has been working tirelessly full-time on Broadway, and she's going to give a brief report.
Hello, I'm Tio Laura. I'm a fellow of the Economic Recovery Corps program that is funded by the Economic Development Administration and run by the International Economic Development Council. And so I've been working since February and continuously for the next 2.5 years with Ryan of Fair Lawn Main Street, Inc. And so for the last 3 years, we've been talking with various stakeholders on municipal level and on the state level. And so for this month, the recent activities that we have done include we attended the NJIT Smart City Summit with Mayor Ron Strike and Robert Godfrey, where there are influential figures in the arts and smart city studies and research. So it was a good introduction to meet them. And then also our recent update is that this week we talked with the NJ Transit about improving the Broadway train station area, and we have gone to Green Flag to update the landscaping around that area. So hopefully further updates will come out of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 8, Resolution 159, 2024, resolution allowing the municipal budget to be read by title only. Can I?
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Salinas? Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Resolution 160A-2024, resolution of adoption for the Borough of Fair Lawn's 2024 budget. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on Resolution 160A-2024 only?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, the time is now open for public comment on this matter only. Please state your name. There's a 3-minute time limit per speaker.
Emma Cole, 13-34 George Street. I really want to acknowledge our CFO and the borough manager for the work that they've done, and the council for the work that you have done tirelessly, working on leaf pickup and anchoring of the pool, the bounce thing in the pool, and all the services that we have, along with trash and everything that goes on at the pool, and all of the various line items. So I honor you. I thank you. It's been probably daunting. You probably didn't sleep half the time. And and the meetings with all the department heads and everything. So I thank you for everything. I know it's a tight budget, and Mayor, I'm going to honor you for sticking to that budget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Vladimir Itkin, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Vladimir Itkin, Greenwood Drive, Fairlawn. Quick question. Looks like the budget will issue a lot of bonds and notes for more than $9 million, $10 million. So what impact will it have, if any, on the financial health of the town and on expected S&P rating?
We do have a AAA rating, and these bonds are issued so that we can do the work that's required. It's not an unusual amount of bonds. It's actually part of the regular business of a local government. So it's not going to have an impact on our AAA rating.
Okay.
I'm not sure why you're looking at the borough manager. I'm the mayor. Anyone else?
Excuse me, this is not about the current resolution, but I'm thinking that maybe I might have missed discussion of Resolution 143, 2024. Has that been raised yet, or no?
We're only having a hearing right now on the budget. I think you're talking about.
What's 143?
Actually, 140. It's not on our. I don't see that on this agenda. It might have been on last month's agenda if it's 143. You can come up during public comments at the end of the meeting if there's something you'd like to comment on.
I would like to comment on it, but
yeah,
I don't want to interrupt everything else.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyone else on this item? Seeing no one, can I have a motion?
There'll be another time for public comments.
There'll be public comments at the end of the meeting. Great. Can I have a motion to close the time for public comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The hearing on Resolution 160A-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that Resolution 160A-2024 be adopted on second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Abstain.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Resolution 160B-2024, resolution of adoption for the 2024 River Road Special Improvement District budget. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on Resolution 160B-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The time is now open for public comment on this matter. Please state your name. Again, a 3-minute time limit. Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on Resolution 160B-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that Resolution 160B-2024 be adopted on second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I'm going to make a brief comment, and this applies for the River Road and Broadway Special Improvement District budgets. They are well thought out budgets. The money is well used, and as I said, it's, these special improvement districts are now managed by Fairlawn Main Street Inc., and I think they're being managed as well as any special improvement districts have ever been managed in this town and in the state. So I thank everybody who's responsible for that. Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Abstain.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Resolution 160C-2024, resolution of adoption for the 2024 Broadway Special Improvement District budget. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on Resolution 160C-2024 only?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Time is now open for public comment on 160C-2024 Broadway Special Improvement District budget.
Pamela House, 13-34 George Street. I just want to comment of the great work and both Broadway and River Road, but this is specifically for Broadway and the fellow that we have now have with Tia. And I look forward to really working with her, seeing her ideas and seeing what she has to say, and really begin to implement it so we could really improve Broadway so it becomes a mainstay. Like Fairlawn is the place to visit on River Road and Broadway, and that we have the opportunity to maybe even plant some trees on Broadway, because there are none.
Yeah.
And the only trees on Broadway are by Columbia Bank. And so I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing it thrive and really developing into a magnificent main stretch of our town. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing no one, can I have the motion to close the time for public comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion that Resolution 160C-2024 be adopted on second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Abstain.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. 12, ordinance on introduction. Ordinance 2696-2024, an ordinance of the Borough of Fairlawn in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, providing for various capital improvements and other related expenses, and for the Borough of Fairlawn, and appropriating $10,430,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $9,908,500 in bonds or notes of the Borough of Fairlawn to finance the same. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2696-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on May 21st, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2697-2024, an ordinance of the Borough of Fairlawn in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, providing for improvements to various roads located in the Borough of Fairlawn and appropriating $1 million therefore, and providing for the issuance of $950,000 in bonds or notes of the Borough of Fairlawn to finance the same. May I have a motion that ordinance 2697-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on May 21st, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2698-2024, an ordinance of the Borough of Fairlawn in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, providing for various water supply and distribution system improvements and other related expenses in and for the Borough of Fairlawn, and appropriating $2,284,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $2,169,800 in bonds or notes of the Borough of Fairlawn to finance the same. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2698-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on May 21st, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2699-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 33, Police Department, Article 14, Parking Enforcement Officer of the Code of the Borough of Fairlawn, 2000. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2699-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on May 21st, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance on final passage and adoption. Ordinance 2690-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 33, Police Department, Article 16, Special Law Enforcement Officer, Class 1 of the Code of the Borough of Fairlawn, 2000. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on Ordinance 2690-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Time is now open for public comment on this matter.
Good afternoon, Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street. Can you elaborate a little bit more on Police Department, the Special Law Enforcement Officer, Class 1?
So this is regard to uniforms and uniform allowances.
Okay.
So you want me to read what the uniform allowances are going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, no need. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
No problem. And seeing no one else, can I have a motion to close the time on public comment?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance number 2690-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2690-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2691-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 33, Police Department, Article 18, Special Law Enforcement, Class 3 of the Code of the Borough of Fairlawn, 2000. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time is now open for public comment on 2691-2024 only.
Pamela Cole, 15-34 George Street, Fair Lawn. Same question. Can you elaborate on Class 3, Special Law Enforcement Officer Class 3? Is that the
Same answer?
same answer?
Uniforms?
Uniforms.
Yes.
Okay, super. And what's the difference between Class 1 and Class 3 with the uniforms? Is it just
In terms of the amount that they're allowed?
No, I
Oh,
think
just
she meant
it's the
of what
amount.
yeah, it's just, yeah, I think she
Okay.
you meant what
Go
they
ahead.
look like?
no? What
Oh.
they? Yeah, the amount that they are allowed.
Oh.
So Class 1 for 2024, 2025, and 26 is 800, 900, and 1,000. And Class 2 for 2024, 2025, and 2026 is 2,000.
Okay, super. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We didn't bring pictures. Seeing no one else, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on number 2691-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance 2691-2024 be adopted on second and final reading and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2692-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 125 Land Development of the General Code, specifically Chapter 125-53, Land Development, Stormwater Management, but adding the below sections to be titled Privately Owned Salt Storage. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Time is now open for public comment.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Trevor Ferrigno, 061 Eldon Place. First of all, I want to commend you all for your hard work in addressing the issue of stormwater as it relates to the deposits of snow melting materials. As I'm sure you're all well aware, the effects of those materials can have serious impacts on our water contamination, which, as you know, is a long-standing issue in our town. It can kill native vegetation, and it also is very harmful to fish and wildlife populations. I did want to bring attention to Section 12553A-5, the enforcement section of this bill, which reads, "Any person who is found in violation of this provision of this section shall have 72 hours to complete corrective action. Repeat violations and or failure to complete corrective action shall result in the following fines. First violation, 200, second violation, 500, third violation, 1,000, plus possible revocation of business license as applicable." This enforcement section excludes the threat of imprisonment in county jail for repeat offenders. That's in actually direct contradiction to the enforcement section of another ordinance that's going to be discussed here tonight. And the language of this enforcement section seems to imply that enterprise operations which cause immediate and irreparable harm to the environment by mishandling snow melting materials deserve to be treated with respect and understanding, while residents don't deserve the same consideration when landscaping their own properties. I just wanted to point that out in the differences between the enforcement of these two ordinances. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else, may I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance 2692-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2692-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Ordinance 2693-2024, an ordinance repealing Chapter 125-45 trees and replacing it with new Chapter 125-45 tree removal and replacement of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2693-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time is now open for public comment on this matter. Please state your name. There is a 3-minute time limit per speaker.
Hello, my name is Harold Seneker. My name is Harold Seneker. I live at 78 Garwood Road here in Fair Lawn. And I'd like to begin by saying that I'm a natural-born tree hugger. I like trees. The house that I live in, the original owners back in the 1950s when it was built planted lots of trees. And when I bought the house in 1980, they'd grown quite large and gave the place an appearance of being a clearing and a forest clearing. I really liked it. It's one of the big reasons why I bought the house. I'm saying this because I had a chance finally to read through the proposed ordinance, and I'm sorry to say that the proposed ordinance appears to have quite a few problems, and I think they need to be addressed. The ordinance appears to be an attempt to implement the community forest management plan. The plan seems to be a carefully thought out and reasonable sounding proposal. You can agree or disagree, but unfortunately this ordinance is not. One of the major problems with it is treatment of trees. The definitions define a lot of different kinds of trees, hazard trees, border trees, all kinds of things. And there is also a definition for just plain trees, which is any plant with a woody stem that grows to a reasonable, considerable height and puts out lateral branches. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's completely without limit. Now, I have 2 maple trees in front of my house. They drop seeds every year. The seedlings sprout up from those every year, and they're like weeds. And, there's dozens of them. And each one of these qualifies under this definition as a tree. The definition.
I don't want to. I hate to interrupt you, but this ordinance only regulates trees with a DBH circumference of 6 inches, so it wouldn't. It's not going to regulate little saplings that grow from your.
I'm sorry.
tree.
This is 2693 that deals with private properties.
Yes.
Yeah, well, as a private property, what I'm saying is this creates a problem. Each one of those seedlings.
Yeah, no,
qualifies as a tree.
that's not correct. It's not correct. And I'm going to ask you to. We hit the 3 minutes. So I'm going to ask you to wait till other people have spoken. But this only regulates trees 6 inches in diameter.
Okay, that might have been the intention, but that
No,
isn't.
that is the ordinance. It's not the intention. It's the ordinance. Thank you. We're going to let other people speak the 3 minutes, and then you can come back. Okay? Thank you.
Pamela calls 13-34 George Street. You may not know this, but Fairlawn has always loved and honored its trees. Back in 2000, I should say, there was a whole scape of people fighting for trees, especially on Burdan Ave and River Road, and really maintaining our trees. However, when 2000 came along, fought for the Norgal House and the property, saving the Norgal House 10 years, saving the Norgal House. Then the promenade came along, and there was a demolishing of trees. Then Daly Field came along, another demolishment of trees. If you're pro-development or on the planning board, unfortunately, the development, you're going to demolish, you have trees that are going to be uprooted. Nabisco site is a prime site. The Nabisco site, tearing down of trees. I was one of the first people up to save those trees on the Nabisco site, and they were torn down. 3rd Street, Clarion property. What's been done to the Clarion property is an atrocity. And that's, again, the planning board that said this. Pollitt Drive, again, those trees have been ripped up and torn down. So I don't know if we are pro-development or pro-trees, because it's almost a dichotomy. You can't be both. You drive down Route 17, and they honor their setbacks. They have trees all along Route 17. They honor their setbacks, and they have trees up and down Route 17. We can't find a tree on Broadway. Well, yeah, I could find 2. That's in front of the Columbia Savings and Loan Bank. Those are the only 2 on Broadway, and that's could be considered one of the corridors. So the languaging of this ordinance maybe need to be revised. What would it be like if we could plant a tree orchard somewhere? Peach tree, apple tree, pear tree. Peaches grow fabulously in New Jersey. So what would it be like? There's no pro-growth, or there's no pro-anything, no pro-trees. There's just, you're going to be fined if you take down a tree. And it's just a detriment to it's actually contradicting, I believe, what you want to encourage inside of the growth of trees. So instead of having fines and jail time and dictating what trees can be planted or not planted, I think it needs to be revised and reworded.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Robert Schaefer, 2333 Berkshire Road. I'm very sensitive to having, I love trees. I'm happy that we have trees in Fairlawn, and there's a promotion to have the residents, volunteer to have a tree put on their lawn. I think it's great. But on my particular property, I had a tree that came down. There was a lot of rain events and storm events in the last year. It was an evergreen tree that fell from the wind and the rain. And then across the street from me, directly across the street, there was 2 large trees that fell down. These trees blocked the street, and it could happen. I get it. But I think it's a little overreaching to ask a resident, especially in these economic times, to have to grow or have to plant 4 replacement trees if they take 1 tree down. It just seems a little overreaching, I feel. It's just my thoughts. I'm just expressing as a resident, a common resident here. I had also a limb fell down on my neighbor's tree is an oak tree, and the limb actually fell down from weather events and demolished my metal shed. So there are some cases where a tree could be diseased. It may just be, a lot of trees, may need attention. So, I think there has to be some kind of revisiting of the ordinance. It doesn't mean that I'm anti-tree. I'm not anti-tree. I'm just saying that maybe we need to revisit it. It seems a little aggressive and overreaching. Thank you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay. We have a section that blocks out hazardous trees or hazard trees, and hazard trees include the definition of diseased trees. So thank you. That's in the ordinance. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm not certain if you actually read the ordinance, but the ordinance is pretty clear that hazard trees are different. So limbs falling and damaging things, or trimming trees, or taking care of trees that are diseased is very different than what we're doing. And as for cherry picking, having to plant 4 trees, that's only in one very rare circumstance. And all the other issues of the ordinance, there's no 4 trees per tree. So again, I would ask you to at least read the ordinance and take a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I could just reiterate something that the mayor pointed out before, this is regulating trees of certain diameters as well. And I also just want to point out that the penalties are the same. That we already have these penalties. I know that there was a really clickbaity article posted about how there's a $2,000 fine and imprisonment. Just for the record, the imprisonment is in the current tree ordinance, has always been there. It's also standard language in pretty much every single ordinance in the borough, including things like swimming pools, fencing on your house, so swimming pools in your backyard if you don't follow the rules, fences that you put up if you don't follow the rules, any sort of temporary storage sheds. The punishment could be imprisonment. If you violate any of our property maintenance standards, which could be found in the ordinances starting 170-1, anything that you violate in an ordinance that is passed in the borough of Fairlawn related to these types of property maintenance type issues, as well as other private properties. I have one here on tattoo parlors. It's very standard legal procedure to put in there a fine and or imprisonment, and the imprisonment is up to 90 days typically, because if somebody doesn't pay a fine after a certain amount of time, I think we can all agree that at some point, do we just let the person get away with committing the crime, or there has to be some sort of punishment? So nothing is changing regarding that in the ordinance either.
Thank you. Anyone else on public comment?
Listen, I don't really mean to be a pest about this, but
If you could wait, thank you. If you could wait till the other residents, there's a lot of people here tonight, and if you could wait till the other residents have spoken. You're welcome to come back up, but I want to give everybody a turn who wants a turn.
Okay.
Good
evening. Trevor Ferrigno. I know I have a 3-minute time limit, so first of all, I want to thank you all for taking a look at the email that I had sent over to you with numerous suggestions. And I know that we had talked about the perception of that email, so I just want to formally convey my respectful aggressiveness with that email. So I know I only have 3 minutes, so I'll try to make this quick. I want to start by saying I love this town. 5 years ago, my wife and I chose to start our lives together in this town. We chose it because it's a great town, and we've also just started our family in this town. So I think we all have a vested interest in keeping the town healthy, environmentally friendly, and a safe place for all residents. One of the main issues that I have with the language in this ordinance is that it poses a lot of restrictions on residents
without defining the conduct of the government in response to these applications. And specifically what I mean is, I could just go section here. In section 1, subsection 8, line 9, definitions. In my prior email, I did miss 2 of the 3 things that I did suggest that were already a part of the ordinance, so I apologize for that, but I'm sure you understand. I read the ordinance pretty detailed. I think it would be of the interest of people to add another condition to that definition of causing unsafe condition which may be a risk of liability to the property owner. My personal experience with this, I had a shade tree in my property where the roots were protruding about 6 to 7 inches above the sidewalk. I did have guests at my home who tripped on those roots. The town, after numerous emails and requests, did come and remove that tree, but all the roots left. The main complaint that I had was that it was a town-owned shade tree that was removed and the roots remained. And I had a guest that tripped over those roots. I just paid a landscaping service $1,500 to come out and remove those roots to eliminate that liability to either myself, people walking down the street, whatever the case might be. So I think that would be a good addition to the definitions section. And I know I'm eating into my time, so I will be selective here. Again, the conduct of the government, I think it would be prudent to add the time for which the government has to review and approve the permit applications. There's no language in there that says within a reasonable amount of time, be it 15, 30, 45 days, that the borough arborer has to review the conditions of the application and either issue an approval or a denial. I just heard my buzzer. The one last thing that I think would be prudent to add is also to define an appeals procedure. Should somebody receive a denial, what are the conditions that they have to meet in order to appeal to the borough arborer to get that? Is there an order? Hi. Is there an order, or can I speak about the tree ordinance?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So I have
Just state your name. You have 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. My name is Kimmy Way, legally Kim Way. I live at 1308 Sperber Road, Apartment B. So I have some concerns about this ordinance. I see a lot of work has been done to it, but there are some inconsistencies, and there are also some missing items. One for section 22, tree removal. Excessive pruning is not defined. I have a neighbor who appears to be, can you turn off my phone off? Appears to be pruning tree limbs from a healthy tree, a really big tree, that could lead to the death of the tree, at which point he could say, I have to remove this tree because it's dying. Also, the depriving trees of water is another section that should be added here, I think, because that same neighbor's property, he's the second owner that has been there in my lifetime. Him and the previous neighbors paved in so much of the property that they don't get enough, there's not enough rain permeability, and there's not enough water. There's a slope down to the property that we reside on, and the water not getting into the ground. So one tree adjacent to that property already died of dehydration, and another tree, which is immediately adjacent to it, is also dying now because it's not getting enough water. So I noticed also section 2, the next section in item 2, that it seems that it's easier for the homeowner now
to get an amendment to, or permission to remove a tree. The application to remove a tree has been dropped to $25, and it's only $50 per tree to be removed, and if you get permission, and $250 if you want. You're given more options of what to do if you're required to replant trees, and you only have to pay $250 instead of $500 to replace trees. So those are just things that are watering down the ordinance in terms of the protection of trees. And in this environment, where we've got so many environmental challenges that trees can help with, I think that's really dangerous for all the residents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
My name is Sirarpi Ayvazian. I live at 6-01 Mansfield Drive in Fair Lawn. I want to congratulate you and our governor for proposing this for our tree protection. I heard all the concerns that our citizens have, but if we only understood deeply and clearly the importance of trees, what they promise for us when we treat them correctly, we will have enough of them, and we treat our soil well so that the fungi and the bacteria in the soil will not be killed with pesticides and herbicides, then those trees will do their job 100% to clean the air. And this has been proven through documentaries that within 30 years we could reverse global warming if we only planted trees and took care of them with proper, good, healthy soil. So to that end, I offer my services and my friend Caroline to enhance that kind of knowledge in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eric Cohen, 39-24 Gloria Drive. I want to look at it from a risk standpoint. I'm an insurance agent. I wanted to know if you looked into the cost of insurance claims for houses that may not want to take down these trees because of the cost or the concern. It can cause damages to electrical lines, to the house. The gentleman before said liability claims. It seems like this is very excessive penalties. I've lived in Fair Lawn for, I say from the 1900s, late 1900s, 1997. 3 houses. I moved from one house to another in the same town because I love the town. It's only got greener. I think people are very responsible people here. I've taken trees down that were damaged, and I planted trees. I didn't have to have somebody tell me to do that. I'm kind of offended by that, by the way. So did you look at the cost of the town also of enforcing the law? It seems like it's going to take a lot of time and management in order to look at everybody's garden and see what needs to be done or not done. I think that we are responsible citizens of this town, and I think some of these penalties should be reduced. So in that case, I think we should delay this and have some workshops and maybe invite some experts to study this a little bit more.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that the pros and cons of this have been debated for well over a year. We took, sir, I think there are other people who want to speak. A lot of the issues that are being discussed here were debated in the course of drafting this law. Kimmy, your concerns certainly were our concerns and were voiced, and the liability concerns were voiced. So I want people to know that this was a very thoroughly thought out ordinance. If we find it's not working the way that in every way that we would like it to, it can be amended after time, but I think that it's really well drafted. So I don't know if any other council member wants to. Okay.
Vladimir Itkin, Greenwood Drive, Fair Lawn. So this is, of course, about the tree ordinance. First, I want to commend and thank the council for supporting the greenery and the trees. This is a great thing, and thank you for providing free trees to people who want to plant them on the right of way. This is a great initiative. We used it too. Then I want to say I have never met a tree hater. People usually hate other people. People usually don't hate trees. People usually like trees. Now, I have read the ordinance after the first reading. I don't know if any changes have been made to the ordinance between then and now. I believe I remember reading that the tree companies have to register with the town. I'm not sure if it's still there. So,
That was a different ordinance that was passed last month on second reading, the registration.
So if a company, if a tree on private property needs to be removed, it can only be done by a company that is registered with the town.
That's licensed.
Licensed with the state.
Licensed by the state
Correct.
and registered in the town, with the town.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that, to me, that seems a little duplicative, because then why don't you just register
not.
plumbers and electricians and Uber drivers and everybody who comes to the town to play on the playground? That's kind of along the same lines. Seems like you don't trust the state licensing. Next, the ordinance requires a complete survey, which is about $500 to cut a tree, even if the tree is clearly on your property. To me, it sounds like it should be optional, depending on if the tree is questionable. I mean, this is a good ordinance. It just needs a few tweaks. Seems to be that there is only a limited number of reasons why a tree can be cut in the ordinance. There is a dozen or so reasons. So if somebody wants to cut a tree that for a reason that is not listed in the ordinance, then the town may decline the application. And there could be various reasons. I don't know. For example, maybe the tree grows a yard in front of your window, blocks the window, and your child has severe allergy to the tree. That's why you want to cut it. But that's not on the list. So the town will decline the application. And and then you just cannot cut it because the town declined your application. Or 4 trees. If I cut a huge tree, I have to plant 4 trees on my property. The town says I have space, but let's say I want to play soccer with the son, not me, somebody. Then I have no choice. The town mandates me to plant 4 trees, even if I'm ready to pay $200, $250. I still have no choice. I agree with the prior gentleman that there should be some kind of appeal process to this decision, preferably public appeal. And last but not least, the jail term. I respectfully ask for another 30 seconds. The jail term, I heard that it is in other ordinances.
And this current tree ordinance.
Yes, I know.
Been there for years.
I agree. Okay. Yes, true. And I even believe you that nobody has been jailed so far. But since it's there, there is clear intent to use it. Otherwise, why do you have it here?
Thank you. Thank you.
So if you violate the tree, you're trying to save your son from allergies, and then you throw the person in jail.
Okay,
for 9
your
days.
3 minutes are up. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, that's just ridiculous. It just is. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to municipal court. I've been in municipal courts for over 20 years now in my career. I've never seen someone jailed for complying with an ordinance or having an issue with an ordinance. What most courts are going to do is try to work something out. The reason this is here is if you have someone who's a persistent offender or who basically just flaunts the law. Okay? You had your turn. Let me speak. Okay? Because to say that we want to jail people who want their kids to be healthy is insulting. And that's the kindest thing I can say to you right now. Okay? And it's just gamesmanship and it's nonsense because none of us want to jail anyone. So to come up here and assert that is frankly insulting. No, No.
Thank you.
No.
No, we're not having
No
comment
back
from
and
the,
forth.
there's no back and forth if you want another 3 minutes after everybody has had their turn.
Good evening, Mayor.
Can I, oh, sorry, I just want,
Oh,
just
sure.
one quick thing. Also, again, just if we're going to follow through this one scenario. So your kid is allergic to one tree that you need to have removed. You can remove it. You just have to plant another tree somewhere else, a kind that your child isn't allergic to. Right? And the whole planting of 4 trees is only in the case of cutting down a very specific, very large type tree. Again, not a diseased or hazardous tree, that one you can take down, but a healthy, large tree that provides incredible health benefits, not just to you, but to your entire community. Then you have to replant 4 trees, not nearly as big in size, right?
And
2.5 inches.
And also, if you don't like the action of a government agency, there is an appeal process. Oh, yeah.
Always.
Good evening. Andrea Piazza, 1219 Burbank Street. I've been a member of the Green Team for more than a decade. I'm happy to say I'm a member of the Shade Tree Advisory Committee, and I helped to write this ordinance with the unfortunately deceased Fred Levitan. And it's been a year that we've been working on this with the Shade Tree Advisory Committee, with our council liaison, with the former borough manager, with the current borough manager, with the borough attorney.
You forgot the interim borough manager.
And the interim borough manager, correct. And the borough arborist, and the Department of Public Works. The previous or existing ordinance was unclear and confusing. We made our best effort to clarify the ordinance and to comply with the state mandated model ordinance for the borough's MS4 permit. The replacement trees are consistent with the number of trees required under the state model ordinance. And just to correct a few misinformation, since there are probably people listening, hazard trees, trees that impact public health, trees that lift sidewalks, you can take them down. There's no application fee, there's no permit fee. You need to apply for the permit, there's no replacement requirement. Public trees are protected because we plant trees as small as 1.5 inches in the street. Those are protected. Trees on private property, 6 inches diameter at breast height as defined in the ordinance. Or for small trees, it could be 6 inches at 12 inches if it's a newly planted tree. Everything's very clear in terms of what a tree is. Saplings are not protected. The current ordinance restricts trees or regulates trees as small as 4 inches in diameter. We felt that was overly restrictive. We increased the diameter to 6. So trees less than 6 on private property are not regulated. Again, hazard trees, you need a permit, but you don't need to replace them. And just to address the comment regarding watering and things like that, there's a protection of existing trees under BII. You can't cause or allow willful damage, no watering, things like that. So that's covered in the ordinance. Some of the other comments, the ordinance does not contradict co-development. In fact, what we're trying to do is replace healthy trees with new trees. So that if there's a healthy tree that needs to come down, you replace it so that we don't have a net loss. Unfortunately, there's a net loss with a dead, a diseased, a dying tree, a tree that lifts the sidewalk. That's not required to be replaced. And this is on public and private property. So the borough also needs to comply. That's regulated by the state. In terms of trees falling down, they should be removed if they're dangerous, if they're dying, if they're diseased. The ordinance does not prohibit that. I think it encourages it with the fact that there's no fee. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that everybody? Okay. I'm sorry.
Michael Cellino, 6-17 Essex Place. I'm chair of Green Team. Thank you so much for everything. Arbor Day was a great success. The amount of positivity people have been coming for trees and protecting trees, it really shows in the community engagement we had. I just want to thank Shade Tree working with us. There's a lot of good things happening. And we really need to protect our trees for today and future generations. I've been here, 1986 I was born. I lived on 29th Street, and there's one tree on that block where it used to be 10 trees. So I'm glad the council believes we need to increase our tree canopy, and we're just very thankful as the Green Team to have you all here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This rain is really going to mess up my computer installation.
I get that you feel that the ordinance is aimed at regulated trees and believe that that's what the case is, but the way the ordinance is written, it's not the case. I will refer you to Part 5, Protection of Existing Trees, and under subparagraph B, it says, no person shall cut down or remove any tree except as permitted by this section. Now, it just says tree. It doesn't say regulated tree, border tree, or any of the other kinds of adjectives. It's just tree. Now, the ordinance has a definition for tree. And tree means a woody perennial plant, typically having a single stem, multiple stems or trunks growing to a considerable height and bearing lateral branches some distance from the ground. The problem is, as it is written, it does apply to every little seedling that comes up that has a woody stem. Because it doesn't say has grown to a considerable height, it is growing to a considerable height. This needs to be fixed. Like I was saying before, I have dozens and dozens of little maple seedlings that have to be rooted out. They're all weeds. This thing would require me to seek a separate permit for every single seedling that comes up in my lawn and file the $25, and the arborist or somebody has to come out and inspect the damn seedling. This is a mistake. It has to be fixed because it's ludicrous. I mean, I'm not the only person who has a maple tree, and other people have oak trees, and the acorns sprout too. You created a legal morass with this. Unfortunately, there's an additional error that I ran across reading through this thing. I read it with interest because I figured that something that reduces 58 pages of the prior ordinance down to 12 pages has to be good. I wish it was good. Back to definitions. You have a definition here of critical root zone, and it means the maximum volume of etc. And you arrive at the critical zone by multiplying the tree's diameter at breast height by 5/12. Well, if you do that math on a 6-inch diameter tree, a regulated tree, you come down to a root zone of about 2.5 inches. If you do the math on this,
Thank you.
this is sloppy. Now,
Thank you. Thank you. I
excuse
appreciate
me,
your
there
comments.
are additional.
Thank you. Thank
There
you.
is a conclusion to be done
Thank
from
you.
this. There are errors in this thing.
Hi,
They
Mr.
need to
Senator.
be
Your
fixed.
time is up. Thank you very much for your comments.
I may not
Thank you,
have
sir.
found
Thank you.
all the errors. I
Thank
bet
you,
I
Mr.
haven't.
Senator.
Thank you. I'd
Thank you.
appreciate it if you would actually read the ordinance. Take time, read the ordinance. You can come and we can talk about it after you've actually fully read the ordinance, and we can discuss it. Thank you. Councilman?
Yeah, Mayor, just So the section that you were referring to initially and that seems to be causing a lot of your concern, the section that you were referring to initially and seems to be causing a lot of your concern states no person shall cut down or remove any tree, and here's the important part, except as permitted by this section 125-45. So you have to read it in para materia or altogether to understand what you can and can't do. So no one is allowed to remove a tree except for the way you are allowed to remove a tree as detailed in this very detailed ordinance. So it is not that broad. It is not as broad as you are saying it is. It is clearly saying you cannot remove a tree unless you are in compliance with this entire ordinance. And that's the point of the ordinance, right? It's not saying any tree. It clearly tells you what kind of trees can be removed, when they can't be removed. And I just wanted to be clear about that. It is not as broad as you were painting it to be. You either missed or did not represent that critical phrase in the sentence, except as permitted by this ordinance, section 125-45, which is the section of the ordinance that is up for proposal.
Regarding appeals, thank you for pointing it out that you can appeal any government action. I did not know that. It's not in the ordinance, so I wasn't aware. Thank you. Regarding jail time, I believe you mentioned that it's only for people who did not pay the fine because you have no other recourse, or for multiple offenders. Now, I believe you that this is your intent, but that's not what's in the ordinance. The ordinance states that for any violation of the ordinance, you could throw people to jail.
No.
That's what it says.
So that's for the judicial branch to decide. So when they go to the courts, the judge decides that. We make the laws, the court deals with the violations of the laws. And it's written, as I've said, in just about every ordinance. So if it's wrong, that would mean every ordinance this borough has ever passed for the 100 years that it has been in existence is wrong. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Eric Cohen, 39-24 Noria. I'd like to know, I have like a few trees next to my pool, and I think it's dangerous.
We're not like doing scenarios.
Okay,
We're
so-
not, you know, if you want to take down the 8 trees next to your pool, submit a permit, an application for a permit, and go through the process.
So what my question is then, who determines the liability or the danger involved, or if the roots can crack the pool or something like that? How is that determined? Do I have to like write my own kind of report? Because I looked at the permit. It doesn't give you really a section there to
You looked
say
at the
anything.
permit for the old ordinance, correct?
What?
You looked at the permit for the old ordinance, correct?
It was the one that was the
Yeah.
most recent.
So, right, that's the old ordinance.
So there's a new permit.
After this ordinance is voted on and passed, a new permit will be developed reflective of the ordinance.
And when will this be effective?
We haven't voted on it yet.
Yeah, we have to vote on it.
Okay, thank you.
Seeing no one else, I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
So moved. Second. All in favor? Oh.
Aye.
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance number 2693-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2693-2024 be adopted on second and final reading and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Mayor?
Yes, please.
I just wanted to make sure it was put in the record that this was an ordinance that's been worked on for well over a year, and a lot of work has been put into it. We've had multiple work sessions dealing with it. We've had multiple presentations from groups and experts regarding it. We've had a lot of input on it. It's also been, there was a public reading at our last meeting. I think the ordinance is perfectly calculated to affect the change that we want to affect, and to try to improve our environment in town and make it a healthier town for everyone. And just in terms of development versus environment, I don't, as someone said, I don't think there's a dichotomy there. We've required developers to plant trees, to plant more trees than they wanted to plant. And we'll continue to do that and continue to put that in our ordinances. So I think to allege that we're doing anything other than trying to improve the health of our borough is really disappointing and disingenuous in a lot of ways. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Anyone else? So I just wanted to conclude, as I've said, I have been working on this ordinance with the Shade Tree Advisory Subcommittee, with the Shade Tree Advisory Committee. The Green Team reviewed the committee, and as we said, every department that has anything to do with this ordinance has reviewed this ordinance and made changes. This ordinance as it is today is not the ordinance as it was on its first draft or its second draft or its third draft. There's been multiple changes. There's been multiple opinions. There's hours and hours and hours of research. This is modeled on the state model ordinance, but it's also derived from ordinances in towns all around us. So it's been very thoroughly thought out. If it's not perfect, if we find it's not working perfectly at some point in the future, it can be amended. But it's something we've been working on for a long time, that I've been talking about for a long time. This doesn't come as some surprise. If you're paying attention to what's going on in Fair Lawn, trees are very important. Trees are being protected. And I'm very proud of the work that was done on this, and I want to thank everybody here. And there are so many people here who had, who looked at this ordinance, who reviewed this ordinance, who gave input for this ordinance. So thank you, everybody, and thank you to the council for listening to me ad nauseum talk about trees. It's not going to stop. So, can I have a roll call?
Councilmember Salinas.
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone.
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike.
Yes. Thank you. Ordinance 2694-2024, an ordinance repealing Chapter 226 trees and replacing it with new Chapter 226 trees on public lands of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2694-2024 only?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Time is now open for public comment on 2694-2024.
Kimway, 1308 Sperber Road, number B. So I'd just like to bring up just one issue. I did not read, I was more concerned with the trees on private property. I didn't read this ordinance very carefully. But I would like to say that in the past I was concerned that there wasn't enough soil space around the bowls of city-owned trees, and consequently, when the landscapers were maintaining the grass, they would cut the bark of the trees in a circle around the tree, and this leads, within a few years, to the death of the tree, because that's how the sap rises into the branches, and that's necessary for the life of the tree. So I was told that nothing could be done, that the maintenance people did what they wanted to do, and that they were told not to cut the bark of the tree, but they did it anyway. So I hope that that changes in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your concern on that issue. Just to speak on that issue, as part of our community forestry management plan, which we adopted last year, we were required to do training of borough employees, and we have asked the borough arborist to do training of the borough employees on this very issue. So it's an important issue. And thank you. Seeing no one else, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance, where am I? 2694-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2694-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Thank you. Ordinance 2695-2024, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A 4-45.14, calendar year 2024. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2695-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time is now open for public comment on this matter.
Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street. Limits, can you define it to establish a cap bank?
I'm going to let the borough manager answer this. I'm a little punchy.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. This increases the municipal tax levy is under the maximum allowable state levy cap by over $167,000. What this really does, it gives the council flexibility in future years to use whatever's left over in the lack of increase they did this year for future years in case there is some financial shortages.
Okay, super. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
It wouldn't be budget passing time if you didn't ask the question about the cap bank. So I appreciate you contributing to the public discourse. Seeing no one else, may I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance number 2695-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2695-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Number 14, public comments on consent agenda 9-2024 items only. May I have a motion to open the time for public comment on consent agenda 9-2024 only?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The time for public comment is now open on consent agenda 9-2024 items only. Please state your name prior to your comment. There will be a 3-minute time limit.
Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street, 179-2024, the resolution authorizing contract extension for water conditioner additive with Shannon Chemical Corporation. What might that be for? What is that for? Question.
It's an extension of the contract.
Is that for our water, or is it for the pool, or is it everything?
I believe it's for our municipal water, but Borough Manager?
Yes, that's correct. Those are chemicals that we use for municipal water to help purify it.
Okay, super, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Pam.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Seeing no one else, may I have a motion to close the time for public comments on consent agenda items only?
Second.
Roll call? I'm sorry, did I? Resolutions by consent, 9-2024. Municipal Clerk, can you please read the resolutions by consent?
Whereas the following resolutions 161-2024 through 179-2024, having heretofore been placed on this consent agenda, require no discussion of the same, having been previously reviewed by each council member B and R, hereby adopted and ratified and confirmed in their entirety by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fair Lawn.
Can I have a motion to pass consent agenda 9-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. New business?
I have a couple.
Please go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. I saw a post by Deputy Chief Ralph Ronaldo about towns lighting their municipal building red in honor of fallen firefighters, I think May 1st to the 5th. So with the council's consent, I'd like to ask the borough manager if we can do that.
Consensus?
Yeah.
Borough Manager?
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that up.
I think that's all I have.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, Mayor, if I can.
Please, go ahead.
Just writing down this Borough Hood, make sure we light the Borough Hood red in honor of all the fallen fire department members. After some meetings with the PBA, we discovered that there are some fees that really aren't sufficient that we're covering for our police officers. Two in particular that we provide is we have a number of officers that provide services in other towns. What we charge these towns is significantly lower than what they pay their own officers. So I would like to do a proposal to increase the rate that we pay our security for our officers who help assist other communities. And for that, it would be an increase of 65 to 100, which would be no impact on our budget because this would be fees that would be garnered by other communities. And after studying what other communities pay, it is in line with others as well. And the last one was to increase the fees that our police officers collect for providing security during their off hours, and also to have a minimum. So when our officers are called in, there's a minimum requirement of 3 hours. After reviewing the security details that they have provided in the past, it does average out to 3.5 hours. So it is kind of in line with what they're looking for. And the last one was changing the guidance with cancellation. We've had some requests for security. Our officers are notified en route, and then they have to turn around, and there's an expense that they inhibit. So what we're requesting is that for any cancellations, that there is a 2-hour notification, which I think is fair for all parties, to notify the officers. If they notify them after the 2 hours, then they would incur half the cost for 1.5 hours for a 3-hour shift.
Council, any questions, discussion?
No.
Consensus? So we'll see this.
We're going to introduce that then
Yes.
as Ordinance 2700-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 94 Fees, Article 1, Schedule of Fees of the Revised General Ordinance of the Borough of Fair Lawn. Can we have a motion to that ordinance number 2700-2024 be passed in introduction, advertised according to law, and the public hearing be held on May 21st?
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have to do a
Roll call?
Yep. Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 17, public comments. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The time is now open for public comments.
Good evening again. Do I need to introduce myself again? No? Okay. So last month the council approved a resolution about library sanctuary, the book sanctuary. That our library is now a book sanctuary, and books cannot be removed. I'm not quite sure whether books can be moved from one part of the library to the other, and the library specifically promotes banned books. These are books that were removed from school libraries in Florida. They're now called banned books. So some of these books are specifically promoted. And I don't know if you read them, so I just printed 2 pages, and I may like to give you
No, thanks.
Right?
No, because so far everything you've said is inaccurate. We didn't pass a resolution making the library book sanctuary. The library board of trustees, through their own powers, and the head of the library passed their own it's not even a resolution. We simply passed a resolution commending them, and everything you've just said about what it is wrong. You didn't even read it. So I don't want it's propaganda. It's right-wing propaganda. And if you think that our library puts this in there, you should pack your bags and move out of Fairlawn, because this is not in our library. Do you understand? Read before you come here and speak.
You know, if I may.
Deputy Mayor.
You know, I'm glad you find it funny. I really am. I'm glad that you.
Board member, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he's off the board.
It's really interesting that you come here and you find this amusing and you want to, joke about this. I said it last time and I stand behind it. We have probably the best head librarian in the state. And if we know anything, it's that she's very good at classifying books. She started programs and initiatives that other libraries come and study. So for you to, cherry pick 2 books without presenting the entire books is clearly taking things out of context. It's clearly meant for a certain purpose, and it's clearly disingenuous. And to say that you haven't, I don't know if you read the ordinance. Our resolution. It's pretty clear from your statement that you haven't. But the slippery slope you go down by joining the side of banning books is something that should scare everyone in this community. And there's no place for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
May I?
Yes, please.
I didn't. So the last meeting was my first meeting. I didn't say anything, and I am actually glad that I have the opportunity to now say something. None of the librarians are here to defend themselves, and most of them were not here the last time to defend themselves. And as a mother of 2 very young girls, who I bring to the library very often on a weekly basis, I am so proud to be a part of this community and have them there. They are so passionate, loving, caring. They treat my daughters as family. They are very protective. They are knowledgeable. They take pride in providing a safe environment and educating our children. So to suggest anything like you've suggested today, I am beyond offended. And, I'm actually glad that they're not here, because they would definitely be heartbroken that somebody would go to those extremes and suggest that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I think I'm good.
Harold Seneker, 78 Garwood Road in Fairlawn. I too wanted to comment on the book sanctuary resolution. I think it would be appropriate to make a small but meaningful change. Where it says no book shall be banned, endangered, shall be protected, and all types of books be made accessible to all without. Well, I think it would be appropriate to amend that slightly, because it's perfectly good. The First Amendment is an excellent thing, and banning and censorship is a bad thing, and for adults. The problem is that there are minors who have access to libraries and all kinds of stuff, for whom some books are not appropriate, and we should recognize that fact. I would suggest the amendment that this governing body should declare the Borough of Fair Lawn as a book sanctuary municipality where no book shall be banned, endangered, books shall be protected, and all types of books shall be made accessible on an age-appropriate basis without regard to content.
Just for the record, Mr. Senator, we discussed that. We discussed the book resolution last meeting. It's already been passed, and we discussed that specific section at length at our last meeting.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to add one final comment, which is that the library is a wonderful place to do homework, and it would be wonderful if people who came here to speak to us really did their homework. But we appreciate your comments, nevertheless. You want to?
There's a high school kid that wants to say something. Oh, come on up.
Sorry, I get excited.
Come on up. Let him come. Let him go. Absolutely.
Thank you, Pam.
Awesome.
Good evening, everyone. Lucas Worth, 5-22 Bryant Place. Just want to say I love trees, but I'm going to change it up a little, talk about sports.
Great.
So, Miss Mayor and all the council, my name is Lucas Worth. I'm a junior at Fairlawn High School. I want to thank you all so much for recognizing our team. That was really kind of everyone. I want to ask the mayor and council if you can consider increasing funds given to the ice hockey team to be able to afford more than 2 days a week of practice. We only have 2 days of practice a week compared to other schools who either have 4 or 5. Ice hockey is the most expensive sport in the high school, and although it's funded by the borough or Board of Education, I'd like to ask for more consideration of more money to help us get more practice time. Our team should also really have our JV players in an official league so younger and less experienced players have a chance to sharpen their skills and eventually become varsity players. Our team was able to pull off an incredible championship after 19 years without a big win like this. I have to credit the borough for helping fund us, but the brunt is bared by all of our parents who have to sacrifice tremendous amounts of money out of their own pockets to offset costs. Any additional help from the borough would greatly help us continue to grow this sport. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming up here and speaking for the ice hockey team. But what we did do tonight was pass the 2024 budget. So you'll need to come back to us in 2025, and I recommend you come back to us when we're having our budget meetings in 2025. We'd love to see you.
But the main issue is we don't control. You're talking about the high school team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the main issue is we don't have jurisdiction over that. We actually gave the ice hockey program more money 2 years ago to rent ice space and things like ice time and other rink things for the younger programs. But you should. I would. Encourage you to reach out to the Board of Ed because they haven't locked their budget yet, and I think it would be wise for you and your teammates to either write to the board members or to attend a board meeting and explain to them how important it is for you to get that additional funding.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I'd be happy to, as a member of the Shared Service Committee with the board, just to send the board president an email and let her know that you were here this evening and share your concerns so she can share them back with the board.
All right, thank you. There's also one last thing. I'm not sure if this is possible, but I'm supposed to be working on an English project right now. Do you think it would be possible if I could get like a pardon so I could do it like a day later, so I could turn in a day later?
Is that it? Is that in the mayor's powers?
High school social studies teacher for 19 years. I'm going to say no. But that's a really good try.
Yeah.
Which teacher?
We have
Miss
confidence
Yon.
in you.
She's the golf coach. Yeah, we're supposed to have 3 days to do it, but she only gives us 2.
I don't want to start a precedent here of giving people. I never gave my kids permission to miss their assignments, so I'm going to do a pass on that one.
Can we at least check with the borough attorney if we're an appellate avenue for school
Have a
teacher
pardon
extensions?
Power?
I wish you luck with your project.
Appreciate you
And
being
thank you
here.
for coming
Go
out
home,
and
do
great
your
job
homework.
this season.
Thank you.
Great try.
Just wanted to say thank you to everyone for honoring my son and the whole entire hockey team. It was, for us, it's a really big deal. It's a niche sport in this town, and it's an expensive one. So I just wanted to thank you for acknowledging our children. I also wanted to say thank you to the borough and mayor and council for actually helping offset the cost for youth ice hockey. I've been running the Youth Ice Hockey Association for 10 years. And my younger son is now an 8th grader, and I'm trying to train, parents that are willing to take this sport over. We're not leaving it high and dry, that's for sure. And we will keep it's myself and one other person. There's 2 of us that have been doing it for 10 years. And we are going to hopefully find other parents, which we have, that will take over and continue. So the funding that you've given us for the past 10 years is tremendous, and we're grateful for it because it allows us to be able to offer this sport at a younger age group from K to 8, which would almost be nearly impossible to touch on your own as a parent if you didn't have the subsidized amount of money that you offer us that we can help then give to our young players in this sport. So thank you very, very much for doing that for us.
Thank you.
So that was the one thing I wanted to say. And totally on complete, which I was not expecting to talk about at all, but it just came up with the book ban conversation. I would just like to say that I am an assistant director at a public library, Cliffside Park Public Library. So I work for a municipality, and I am an assistant director there. And I would like to say that you guys are so blessed to have Adele Puccio running your library. It is tremendous. She has been a state representative, has led the state library association many times, and you really can't find a better leader than Adele to run our library. So for me personally, it's like double bonus. I get to live in a town that has an awesome librarian and staff that knows exactly what they're doing and knows what books need to be put on our shelves for children and adults. So I support your support of the library because I know that this came from the library board of trustees. So that was a total side note that I wasn't expecting to talk about, but I do want to say thank you for supporting libraries the way you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I just have your name for the record, please? I'm sorry. Ma'am?
Sorry?
I just need your name for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maria Worth, 5-22 Bryant Place. Thanks.
And thank you for everything you've done for the youth hockey program. I know that's a lot of work. Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thanks.
No worries. Thank you. Pam Coles, 13-34 George Street. Listen, ice hockey, it rocks.
Thank you.
And
I've met you before.
yes, we have. Yes. And I'm certain. But it is just, if you could get maybe some of the Devils that want to support Fairlawn or any of the local municipalities to really to up the game of ice hockey because it's the ice time, the practice time that they really need most. That would be beneficial. Reach out to some of the Devils, reach out, individually or personally or as a team, and advocate that way, and advocate, for all the channels, and all the teams. It'd be awesome.
Thanks, Pam.
I love that. Okay, thank you. Just one thing. The zoning board scheduling a meeting, and I know, so I've done this a couple of times. The zoning board schedules a meeting on the same night as our council work sessions, or this upcoming May 7th. And somebody mentioned last night at the planning board that there was another zoning board meeting at the planning board. So they're like duplicating, they're like overbooking or over scheduling zoning board meetings, so to speak. And I don't mean over scheduling because, we do have a schedule, but I don't feel like they're being honored. And I know that our borough attorney has said go back to the zoning board because the zoning board can't dictate their meeting dates. And, then I go to the zoning board and they're scheduling on the same dates as our council work sessions or planning board work sessions, or, so there's a conflict. And I know that the zoning board is still remote, and I honor that. However, it would be really wonderful if they just paid attention to the calendar. It's all I'm asking. Like the council work sessions are already posted. There's, the planning board sessions are already posted. The special meetings are posted. If they would just pay attention to the calendar, it would be really beneficial so I could attend, or whomever wants to attend can have the freedom to attend work sessions, meetings, whatever meetings that are available.
Thank
That's
you,
all.
Pam.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I want to agree with you. Our children's section in the library is amazing. I've been there many times with my children. It's great. I have nothing else to say. It is great. And my previous message may have been misunderstood. I did not advocate removing these books from the library. It was more for informational purposes. And I just checked on my phone, at least the way I checked it. Both books are indeed in the library. If they're not, I will be the first to come here and apologize.
I don't know. I don't look for porn in the library. Apparently you do. So
I just did 2 minutes ago. I didn't do it before.
This is ridiculous.
Seeing no one else, can I have a motion to close the time for public comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.